What's going on, Cancer? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. This is going to be your reading for the month of January 2020. It's a brand new year, brand new energies coming through. We just had the Cancer full moon last night on the 10th. So hopefully you guys are feeling the effects of that. You guys are like coming full circle, receiving some of your harvest coming into the new year. So we're going to see what the cards are saying about all of that. This is a general reading and it may not resonate with everyone that watches this, but if it does resonate with you, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. Like always, if it does not resonate, you can always check out your rising or moon sign or one of the previous readings that I did for Cancer. All right. We're going to be hopping into your present energy first right here. This will also be your main storyline that we're checking out first. And then after that, we're going to look at your futuristic energy on the left side. These are also your supporting details. All right. And we're wrapping it up with a fairy card. You guys have unity. Pretty good. If you guys don't already follow me on IG, you should follow me at chrisanthony14lbs. That's Chris Anthony 14 pounds. That'll be in the description of the video. And if you're looking for a personal reading with me, you can look at the description also for details about how to book a reading with me. All right, Cancer, let's do this. Jumping right in. Crowning your reading, we do have the Nine of Pentacles clarified with the 10 of Swords. So I do feel like walking into January, the first month of the year, right? Your first full moon of the decade, you guys are definitely focused on yourself, right? I feel like you're in a place where you're definitely taking stock and doing a little bit of review about how far you have come. The Nine of Pentacles does talk about being very resourceful, being within your own strength, your own power, being somebody that can stand on their own 2 feet. I feel like you guys have learned a lot of different lessons throughout your life, and especially through the year 2019, that has kind of brought you to some conclusions about life itself, right? I feel like you have learned life in a certain aspect, right? Where it has been a lot of growth that has taken place. And it's showing you like more of how to live this abundant lifestyle, right? I think that you guys are definitely understanding that abundance is a lifestyle, and it's all about what we do every day with our time, with our energy, what we invest into, how we take care of ourselves, how we comfort ourselves, how we love ourselves in order to create abundance. This is the thing that matters, right? I think that a lot of Cancers are really focusing more so on the journey itself and not as much as the destination. With the Nine of Pentacles energy, 10 of Swords does talk about some of these harder lessons that you have had to learn, some of the harder challenges that you have had to overcome, right? Along this path of life itself and the path of awakening or becoming more conscious, right? With your living and with your life. But this is somebody, right, in this picture that has had a certain level of training, has had a certain level of experience, right, has leveled up to a degree that she pretty much knows where she stands within this life. She knows where she's going, right? She has had a lot of time to explore herself, to explore her surroundings, explore her environment, explore relationships with people, whether those be romantic or friendship or family members. She has had plenty of time to kind of learn those lessons within all of those different scenarios and situations that she's lived. And I think this is you guys, Cancer, taking the good with the bad, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, but also like retrieving the gold from out of those lessons, right? Retrieving all of those things that make you a greater person and make you become the greatest version of yourself, and leaving out the things that no longer serve you, right? It's almost like that saying goes like, chew up the meat, but spit out the bones. These 10 of Swords right here are representing those bones, right? And the Nine of Pentacles is all of the meat, all the substance, all of, you know, the truth that you have received from these experiences. But it's okay to kind of leave out, you know, or no longer have to carry the baggage that came along with the pain and the trauma and the harshness of those different lessons. And I feel like moving into 2020, you guys are moving forward with all of that sustenance that was fed through the lessons, but dropping off the weight and the baggage, right? That keeps you in that older place of experiencing these lessons over and over again. There's a certain cycle that is complete with these lessons that have taught you how to be a stronger you, right? That have given you this resourcefulness, this power, this confidence in yourself, this understanding of knowing your worth and who you are in this life, and how to live your life in order to create more of the reality that you want to live in. So I'm digging this energy that you guys are in. Right below that, we do have the Queen of Swords clarified by the Temperance card. So once again, this is you knowing where you're headed, right? Queen of Swords energy is very decisive. She's not indecisive, right? She knows exactly what she wants, exactly what she stands for, and what she won't accept into her world, which is why she carries the sword around, right? You guys could slightly be detached at the moment, not as emotional as you know you naturally are. You could be more so thinking logically about your future, logically about your path, about the steps you want to take. You could be thinking about details with your life right now, while also understanding the bigger picture. But this logic is something that's needed to bring a certain level of balance into your world, is what I feel. So you are very much so balancing out your two minds, right? Your conscious and your subconscious mind, your emotional and your more logical mind, your right and left brain, is what I feel. But this seems to be starting more so in that left brain energy, or that more logical, almost masculine energy. Um, where you're really wanting to have a blueprint about moving forward in life, about moving forward into this new decade, this new year. A lot of newer energy came through with this Cancer full moon that closed out a lot of older energies from 2019. All the residue that kind of came into 2020, the Cancer full moon was a time for us to wrap that up a little bit, right? And to really, let go of the things that we don't need coming into the new year. So I feel like you guys are logically thinking about the future now and focusing or honing into what needs to be done specifically, right? For you to move along your path. What brings in more balance? What helps you achieve this lifestyle of abundance, right? And those could be specific things for you, right? Like if it's eating a certain way, if it's working out, right? If it's doing meditations, if you need to go on walks every now and then and get out into nature, um, if it's entertainment in some type of way, right, that you need to indulge in every now and then, a certain level of comfort that you have to have. Um, you're thinking about all the different pieces to the puzzle that create your lifestyle specifically. What do you need around you? What makes you happy? What type of environment do you want to live in? Do you need to have plants around you in your room, right? Do you need to have certain colors that make you feel more abundant and more in the flow of the universe? Do you need to open your windows up at daytime and let the sunshine come in? These are kind of like some of the things that I feel like you're focusing on, the details of your abundant lifestyle, because a lot of people that do become abundant financially or materially, they understand that it's all about the lifestyle that brings or keeps the true abundance, right? How do I live every day? So you're working that out within your energy. Right here, we do have the World card clarified by the Two of Wands here. So this is this brand new cycle that you're coming in, right? And Cancer, you guys are very much so protected in this brand new cycle that you're coming into, which is representing by this wreath that wraps around the woman on the card, right? That speaks about infinity energy. It speaks about the circle of life, right? The cyclical type of energy that you're coming into and out of at the same time, right? Being in between two different worlds, in between two different cycles, ending one or completing one and beginning one at the same exact time. But once again, this is speaking of the level up, the growth, the newer awareness or consciousness that has been reached, right, by your energy. This is also talking about a spiritual um evolution of your being or growth with the purple wrap that she comes into, where you're able to reach your authenticity a little bit more. You're more in touch with your inner self, right? And how that connects to the world itself. This is also my kind of communication card too. There could be something that you guys are wanting to communicate in the year 2020 or the month of January, right? This could be definitely through social media, right? Whatever platform you could choose to do this. This is almost like my internet card where you're gaining an audience or you have a certain audience that you want to speak to and you have a message to give them, right? With this purple wrap that she's representing, this could be a message of spirituality, of self-development, a certain healing message. It could be creative or artistic. But some of you guys are definitely having eyes on you and you're presenting yourself to a certain audience. And people could be, talking about you. There could be whispers about you, like, what is Cancer doing? Or what is Cancer wanting to bring to the surface? Like, what is, you could have some people just whispering about you a little bit, but not in a bad way where it's kind of like gossip, but they're almost interested or intrigued by what you're bringing. Well, wait a second. We have a little distraction in the background. Sorry about the dog barking. Um, but that could be confirmation, right? That there are people talking, right? You're turning certain heads or you're kind of catching the attention of some people is what I feel with the world card here, because you're coming in as this brand new person and you're also wanting to express something, self-expression, your true authenticity, and doing that even more and more, right? Because there are levels to this. You can express yourself in one way at one point of your life and feel like that is your truth and that is the completeness or wholeness of who you are. But then 1 year can go by, right? And you have another birthday and it's like, oh, now I feel that I'm this way, or now I feel I've grown to this place. So this is talking about a constant self-expression of your true authenticity and you continuing to uncover that authenticity, right? You continuing to learn about who you are and learn about your self-expression and learn about how you're connecting to the world itself and what is your relationship with the world. What is your relationship with yourself? These are some of the deeper thoughts that you're thinking about, but the actions that you are taking is you're displaying something that I do feel like could be coming out online on the internet, or it could be within your community about your truth. Two of Wands here, you've made a decision to do this, right? You've made a decision to head in this newer direction or take this certain path of authenticity, of spirituality, of consciousness. And on this path of consciousness, you have grown to a certain level where you do have something to share with the world. You have a place here to heal or to teach or to guide other people, right? And I do feel like this is the portal that's being presented for you in January to walk through this path of growth, spirituality, consciousness, and to share your message with other people who are trying to do the same thing, Cancer. So there is a certain level of calling that I do feel here, that I feel you guys are definitely taking serious. You could have been contemplating this for a while, but you've made a certain decision to express your authenticity, express your experiences. All right. Um, Below that, we have the Temperance card here again with the Eight of Swords. So balance is definitely key. A lot of things I feel you are working on in January itself is going to be talking about, once again, that balance that you have to achieve and understanding exactly what that balance looks like for you specifically, right? Like I was talking about before, if you have to wake up at a certain time or sleep into a certain time, if you need a certain job or career that matches, like, your personality and who you are, you're working on that, right? If you need to eat certain foods to change up your, you know, your moods, or certain foods can match our makeup a little bit more, right? Some people have to be on certain diets because that's how their body is made, and everybody's body is a little bit different. But I'm just talking about, smaller things is what I'm feeling, and for all of you guys, it's going to be a little bit different. But this is kind of what I'm tapping into. You're kind of like being the alchemist, being that, scientist that mixes together and tries different things and puts or adds things to the equation to come out with a better answer. You're doing this with your lifestyle, right? So I do feel a lot of magician energy with this temperance card, even though it's temperance. But you're trying out different things within your life in order to create this abundance, to create this balance in your world, and to create more internal abundance. So this is going to be within your emotional world, right? What makes you more emotionally balanced? Is that a better diet plan that does that for you? Is that working out and getting some fresh air, getting your heart rate up a little bit, right? Is that conversations with friends that, add something to you and don't take away, right? What is it for you? You're working things out. You're working these things out or whatever. And this is bringing you out of the Eight of Swords energy, because some of you guys possibly could be feeling that trapped inside of your head or trapped inside of your mind energy, right? That constrictive energy that doesn't allow you to breathe or be free. You could be feeling a certain lack of freedom in a sense, right? But this is something that's going on inside of your head, but it's also the catalyst that's making you make some lifestyle choices, because you're coming in, right, in the beginning of your reading with the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about lifestyle. What do I do specifically for myself to live a harmonious life, to have balance, to have abundance, to have freedom, to feel like, I'm living a life worth living. So the catalyst for that could have been the Eight of Swords energy, where you're feeling like I'm not abundant. I don't have what I need in my life. I'm not feeling free. I'm not feeling balanced. I'm not feeling lighthearted and conscious and aware, right? And so those thoughts are kind of pushing you to take action and to bring balance into the areas that need to be balanced out. And this is what the path of spirituality looks like, right? Us making changes because we become conscious of the things that keep us locked within ourselves, or keep us from reaching our fullest potential. So more insights are coming in, Cancer, that are kind of making you take action in those areas. Page of Cups energy is clarified by the Ace of Wands over here. So this could be representing an offer that is coming into you in the month of January. You could have someone making an offer towards you. Could possibly be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, that wants to open up to you or offer something to you. With the Ace of Wands here, this could be somebody that is very passionate about connecting with you, is passionate about opening up to you emotionally, possibly. Sorry, I can't talk right now. If this is not a person that's coming in with this could just be your energy, right? Page of Cups is all about creation, being in tune with your intuition and being in tune with your spirituality, with your emotional side. You could be wanting to begin something, right, that you're kind of feeling pushed to do with the Ace of Wands. This could be something that's very creative for you. And I do feel like this is something that is in its beginning stages with the Page of Cups here, but you are emotionally fulfilled by this work that you're doing or this creative project. So going back to the people that I was saying is that are wanting to express something online, or really express a true side of themselves and to a certain audience, this could be the thing that you're looking into doing. It could be a creative project, right? It could be artistic, musical. It could be spiritual in nature, right? Where you're wanting to offer some type of healing. You could be wanting to be a tarot reader, right? A Reiki practitioner, a psychic, or just somebody that spreads knowledge or gives guidance to other people. So I do feel like this is a new start for you that you're wanting to do, and you are invested into this emotionally. You feel like this does give you a emotional outlet, right? Because being a water sign, a lot of times we do need an emotional outlet or something that we feel can fulfill us emotionally, right? And a lot of times those do come into creative projects or businesses or collaborations with other people, or just you spreading your truth or speaking your wisdom. So Ace of Wands is talking about your drive to kind of start this up in January, or start to take more steps towards this, right? Even if it has to start off with baby steps or humble beginnings, this is something that you are getting closer and closer to, Cancer. So good job on that. Let's see what's happening in your futuristic energy. You guys have the Judgment card, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and then the Page of Swords. So with the Judgment energy, this could be definitely talking about a certain awakening that you guys are having, because this brand new cycle is starting for you guys. Cancer full moon is a powerful transit that a lot of people have been talking about already, and we've been kind of leading up to this place since the end of 2019. Um, so it's very powerful for you guys, and you could almost be feeling like you're coming out of a place of darkness, or a place where you didn't have a lot of information, right? A lot of clarity that was here. The Judgment card does speak about clarity, right? Being awakened to certain information that was hidden to you before, or that you were unconscious to before. And now, because this clarity of mind comes in, it's almost like you have to answer it. Now that the trumpet blows, right, you have to respond to it. So this is like this calling card, right, that comes into you because you get these internal insights that could have came from this strong full moon in Cancer, and you're choosing to act on it because there's a certain transformation that has happened here, or a certain death to the older you with this newer information that comes in. It brings you into this newer place, this new place of consciousness and awareness and understanding of yourself, right? And now you're feeling like you must act on this new understanding. Because when these certain insights or epiphanies come in, it's like you have no other choice but to act on the newer insights, because it puts a closeout to those older patterns or programs or information that's been running on your psyche maybe for a long time. But everything has culminated, I believe, to this place now where this newer information, these newer downloads have come into you, and it's upgrading the way that you're seeing or viewing the world. So you have had a certain transformation and metamorphosis, like we all have had, Cancer. Um, and at the end of this, there is a call for you to act, a call to action, and setting yourself free in a certain sense, from those things that kind of held you in the past. Right below that, we do have the Eight of Wands. So some sort of communication could be coming in towards you, like I was speaking about before. This could be a communication that is from the past, possibly from someone in the past. Five of Cups here talks about things that are in the past that kind of need to be let go. A lot of different resentments or disappointments, crying over spilt milk, not able to move on from things that we thought will work out another way. Eight of Wands here could be something that's coming in and that releases you, though, from this past cycle or these past patterns or these past disappointments. Eight of Wands here is representing this new information that comes in. So if this is not a communication that's coming in from a specific person, for a lot of you guys, this is representing information that comes in from the universe, right? And this information is all about your growth, your level up, represented by the leaves that are on these wands, right? This is this newer frequency, right? These newer downloads that come in to your psyche, these insights that make way or make room for you to grow or kind of develop these new neural pathways so that you can act differently. Because it's one thing to know what's happening, right? And it's another thing to apply what you know. This here talks about the application of knowledge that comes in, that's kind of resetting or rebooting you in a way where you don't have to continue on in certain older patterns. So this is definitely a big change in programming that's happening here. This is definitely matching this Nine of Pentacles card that I feel is here, where you've expanded to a certain place now, that there is space now here for you to take action on what you have learned within your life and to grow your abundance, to grow your life and your lifestyle out, right, in these newer ways that you have learned. So yeah, this right here, this combination is deep. These Eight of Wands, right? I'm seeing a lot happen here. But you're going to definitely start to walk out some of the things that maybe you have only been thinking about or envisioning or wanting to manifest for a while. But there was a certain set of old programming here with the Five of Pentacles that was holding you back or almost creating a certain level of inauthenticity or inauthentic behavior. And so this newer information and this call to action that comes in after this transformation and death to your older self, even an ego death, creates this movement and room to take action. Right under that, the Ace of Wands is here, clarified by the Judgment card. So yeah, this is definitely you taking action, you feeling a certain level of drive and momentum to move forward. The Judgment card is here again, talking about this call to action, this awakening, seeing things a little bit different, seeing the bigger picture, right? And it also talks about you connecting with this ancient knowledge, right? Or you connecting with this wisdom of the ages and being able to awaken out of your sleep, right? Because there is this certain level of consciousness. If you look closely to these symbols, this sea of consciousness, right? I feel like a lot of you guys are connecting to a certain stream of consciousness, and it's bringing about this change or this action that you're wanting to take. You're almost, in a sense, being unplugged from the collective unconscious. If you study Carl Jung, he talks about the collective unconscious and how a lot of information is passed down, right, from generation to generation about the world itself, the history of the world, and we unconsciously are connected to the collective. But when you go through a awakening period, you consciously become aware of the collective unconscious, and you're able to kind of act in your own way, or you're able to be more aware of this unconscious program and reprogram your mind in a certain way to where you're not just doing things unconsciously, to where you're not asleep, right? So where you're not plugged into the matrix. So this is talking about another level of being unplugged from the matrix, doing deeper work that has already been done, right? To remove certain levels of programming that has just carried you along this river or this stream of consciousness without you being aware to it. Now, though, this new information comes in, and you're able to reach up and grab hold to it. You see this person reaching up to the Ace of Wands, and pull yourself out of that unconscious programming that could have been running in the background, right? To make real change in your world. All right, last card's Page of Swords, clarified by the High Priestess energy. So this is talking about a certain level of transformation or something, once again, that you're wanting to communicate, that you're very consciously wanting to communicate. This is coming from a place of intuition, though, with the High Priestess here. So you guys are definitely plugged into this intuitive information that is being downloaded, these insights, these secrets of the universe that are being revealed to you. And you're also figuring out how you want to communicate this in your own life, how you want to express this in your world. So everything here is talking about self-expression, about certain insights that come into you. And so in January, the rest of January anyway, you could see yourself really taking steps or taking action in order to express some truth that has been revealed to you in recent times, and intuitively figuring out how you want to do that. But it's something here that you are expressing, Cancer. All right. For your fairy card, we do have the Unity card. And it says, do the right thing for the right reasons. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. So yeah, comparing traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you definitely makes sense with this card. So there is some deep thought that I feel like does have to take place here. Some strategic thinking that needs to take place. But you are going to be doing the right thing for the right reasons. And that's the biggest word, doing. I feel like you guys are doing something in January, definitely heading into February, where you're just taking action. And it's going to be from a very authentic place. It does have a lot to do with your purpose, I feel, in life. The place that you feel called to operate from. Your soul's mission is really speaking to you in January. And so you are going to take some action or get over the things that hold you back from taking action in that direction. Cancer, we're going to end it right there. Hopefully that resonated with you. We did go kind of deep here for a second. So we'll see how that plays out. You guys can let me know in the comments if that resonated with you or not. Like, share, subscribe also to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next reading.